Well, as you can see, I've already fitted the controls to the scratch plate, and it is a Warmwood scratch plate, it isn't a Fender one. It's basically exactly the same. It's a single ply, I don't care. I like this one because it's a bit aged. You know, it's a sort of creamy thing like the pickups. It's a creamy thing going on, and it's fitted. All nice, all the electronics in the back and the rest. However, it isn't quite what you think it is, because I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to take a look at that. Well, what that is, I've never used one before in my life. It's a tone shaper. Well, what's a tone shaper about? Well, what it's all about, let me just put this back. What it's all about is flexibility on the wiring of a Strat. Right? That's basically where we're at. That's why I chose that. There's a load of papers down here. You can see them just up, well, just at the edge of camera. And that'll show you the different combinations and things that you can get from that. And you know what's best about that? For guys that don't have any experience, there's no soldering. None. Not a single wire needs soldering. It's all push in, flick a switch, thanks very much. Awesome. Especially if you're not too au fait with it. You know, all the rest of it. That should be exciting. That's like a mini review in itself. Now, I'm not going to set it up and show you every combination later on down the video. There's too many. I'm going to set it up to what I like, and that's it. I'm not going to keep taking this lid off. I have no interest in doing that. So what else we got? I'm back. Well, of sorts. I'm round the back at the minute. Let's get round the front. Okay, well, here we are. I fitted the 3 Abigail Ibarra pickups, 1969 custom shop jobbies. All very nice. It says here 10/1/12, so that's the 10th of January 2012. I think she retired not long after that. I could be wrong on the date, but I don't think she's there now, let's put it that way. I also fitted the little switch here, looks like a CRL to me, or something very similar. Very high quality switch. And it just simply connects with 2 little push-ons. If you look carefully, you can see that they just slide on and you're in business. Well, that's quite good, isn't it? Especially for you guys that don't solder, or don't want to solder, or can't solder. Any one of the 3 will do. Me, I can't solder, but I don't want to, so what we're going to do is we're going to do it the easy way. Now, just taking a look at this wire ensemble, or whatever they say anyway, you know what I mean. Round they come in the usual manner, usually drop down here somewhere, and that's where they've got to fit into there. Now, actually, when you do look on the board, I don't know if you can see that or not, but right down there are all the things that tell you what fits where. All very easy. And all you need to do is to press that down, push your wire in, and let it go. In fact, here's some of the instructions. You can see there's the switch. Connects in. These 2 push into them too. Very simple. 2 screws, and it's fitted. And it then goes on to show you about how you cut the cables, if you want to cut them. I guess you could wrap them up somehow. I'll probably cut them on this one. Press the knob, or press the button, call it what you want. Slide the cable in, let it go. Job done. That's your cabling done. Dead simple. Actually, let's show you that for now. Let's put that back. Okay, so I'm going to wire these into position down here, and then we're going to look at the switches and the rest. Really on some of the options that are available on this tone shaper. Looks a really great product. You've got loads of capacitors you can change. You can see them down there, and you can see them down there. This is the output plus a ground. I think there's a ground in there as well. And there's pretty much everything that you can configure, really. I mean, it's so simple, and it's just the flick of a little switch. And that manual over there, just off camera, actually has got 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 different settings, but you can actually do an awful lot of stuff with this. You can have it just as a straightforward Strat, but maybe with different capacitors or any combination of capacitors to make up a different well, a different capacitance or a different tone is a nice easy way of putting it. So like that, I'm just going to wire this in now, cable these up a little bit, make sure everything fits before we actually decide that the cabling's okay, and then I'll be back. Hold on. Okay, well, you can see how my wiring's gone, nice and simple. Just keep it along the lines where it goes into these. Keep that nice into these slots between the pickups. You'll see them on the body, and then try and keep this as low as possible and as in as possible as you can. Not a lot of spare room in there. Got another couple of contacts there. Let's go around and take a look at what they are. It says here one is a ground, another one's a series link. I'll use that. It's a ground, so that should all be good. Let's take a look at the switching. I'm back. Now, one of the things about this tone shaper is that in these instructions here you do get a very thorough breakdown of what the thing can do. I can't remember them all, there's so many. Shows you how to flip a switch, which is not too difficult. Points out the control switches, what they do, what they're for, what they're not for. But there's a couple of mods in this, one's called the volume kit. Volume kit's resistor capacitor that can be engaged across the problem of treble roll-off that accompany, you know, like the TBX type of thing. No roll-off. It sounds good, let's put it that way. Then you've got this other thing called the Billy mod. I've never heard of that one. Billy. Wasn't he in the Cuckoo's Nest? I don't know. Oh, maybe I'm showing my age. Anyway, it says here, some people don't like the idea of a volume kit, saying that it brings its own baggage to the party. Rock and roll. Like a bit of baggage. There's another way to address the treble roll-off that involves having the tone pot receive its signal from the volume's output rather than from the switch. It only works with a single tone control, plus it makes the tone volumes controls inactive, so this method has its own trade-off. There are many people who swear by it. Maybe I'll swear at it. I don't know, I'm not so sure about that. Our opinion, we're not saying. Yeah, right. Okay, well, let's flip it over and look at the next bit, because it's all interesting stuff in this tone shaper. Tone, it's going to shape me. No, it will do, if I get it wrong. And one of the things that's interesting in this is the capacitors. We were talking about capacitors earlier on, and when you looked on that board I showed you them little square things. Well, them little square things are typically capacitors, and you've got a whole list of all of them here, and you can switch them in and out for different positions. So it's almost like having, typically on a Strat you've got one capacitor and it whirs around a bit depending on where you put the knobs and things like that. But what this means is that not only can you have capacitors for different tone knobs, but you can actually have different capacitors that are made up from others. So let's imagine you've got a good example. If you want a 70 microfarad, you flip the switches for 15, 22 and 33 if you add them up. I can't do that. It should be 70. Well, that's what they say, and I'm sure that they are absolutely right. So you can go all the way up to 217 microfarads. You don't want to do that. You can be squeaky. Like Mickey Mouse or something. At 15 microfarads it probably won't do anything. Well, actually it will. But the point is, you've got all these to choose from, everything in blue. So it's a massive array of capacitors, if nothing else. If you wanted just a regular Strat with all these different capacitors, or these different tones, really, that's what they are. You can do it, and you haven't got to solder a beam. You just set them as you want them, and when you get fed up with that, you can come back in here, flip this off, and reset them. Why not? It's good pastime. Yeah. So, we got all this stuff down here, and we flip across to the next page, and it gives you the two-tone controls options. You know what they are: volume, tone, and tone. But not as we know, because you can set those two tones differently. Well, let me read a few choices. Well, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't remember these, so I have to read them. It's too many. It's great. Awesome. First choice: volume, neck tone, middle tone. Simple enough. Next choice: volume, neck tone, middle and bridge tone. If you get it as you go down them. Next one: volume, neck tone, bridge tone. Volume, neck and middle tone, bridge tone. Volume, middle tone, bridge tone. Makes you think you've already had it, but you haven't. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at least, and it runs you through all the ins and outs. It's just flipping little switches, and it tells you how to set them. Very, very simple. Let's move on. On it goes. Blender. Now I thought this was something to do with baking cakes. You know, the missus had gone mad. Well, she has. Actually, it's nothing to do with cakes. Or is he? Oh, I don't know what to say. Anyway, the blender. Hold on a minute. I've got to have a laugh. I'm still laughing, don't worry. Okay, let's read it to you. Windy frailing was the inspiration. Got windy across those two there and turned the electric on. Oh! Anyway, lots of players have added a mini toggle or push-pull to their guitar, me included, so that they could have both the neck and bridge pickup on simultaneously. Sounds good, neck and bridge. But Windy's idea was to use a pot, provides more flexibility since you can add a little of the neck or bridge and have it on full or anything in between. What you're sort of doing is treble, neck, blend them. Nice. What could be easier? Well, what you've got here shows you an example. You've got the volume, which is where it should be. You've got a master tone now, instead of two tones or one tone. And then you've got this bottom one that's a blender between full treble or full neck, if you get me, or anything in between them, depending on where you place that. That sounds interesting. I might have to go with that. I might set mine up this way, and I tell you how hard it is. You set them to these little switches down here and you're in business. There's no thinking. That's great. Because most people don't want to solder, they don't want to think, they want to put these bits together and play. And that's what I'm going to do, eventually. You don't want me talking? Get out of here. You should be watching this. Okay, so that's the first choice: volume, master tone and blender. But then you've got the volume, master tone and blender with the Billy mod. Hi Billy. Whatever that is. There it is. So you can go down that route. We're running out now, we've got a few left. Series or parallel. Sounds good. Time to get fat. Well, the missus is in there, and I can tell you, she's got fat. She never used to be fat, but it's probably since I bought this. It's grown on her. Hasn't it? Do you know the difference between series and parallel? Yeah. Strat and tele pickups are usually combined in parallel, yielding that hollow open sound that we all love. Don't we? Well, you do. Actually, I do. That is, we hope you love it. You do love it, right? They say. Gibson's PAF, on the other hand, or PAF, patent applied for, on the other hand, combines coils in series. That's what gives it that full punchy mid-range. Now you can have the best of both worlds at the turn of a knob. That could be painful. Careful which knob you choose. It's very similar. You've got top one volume, middle one master tone, and bottom one series or parallel. Now I did read this a little bit earlier. Right? It's either is or it isn't. So you're fully right or you're fully left. And it does tell you. With a knob fully counterclockwise, the switch don't work like normal. Position 1 all the way back, you get the bridge and middle in series. In position 5 all the way forward, you get the neck and middle in series. Positions 2 and 4, you get only the middle pickup. Okay, this is only when the bottom knob is fully counterclockwise. Otherwise the 5-way works normal. So it's like on and you get the funny things, or off and it's normal. I think I'll pass on that one. A series parallel idea. Sounds good but not good enough. And the last one, as if you've got a humbucker. It wouldn't be a Strat then, would it? Well, maybe. Yeah, you might get away with calling it that. Fender did. Say who's up for a little humbucker in their bridge. Well, your tone shaper will accommodate you in 3 ways. And on it goes. You've got all the settings: volume, neck tone, bridge tone, volume, master tone, pot 3 not used, volume, master tone and blender. All sounds good. There's a huge amount of stuff in that thing there. And like I said, what I really like about it is you can fit this on here in 10 minutes. Just cut your little wires back, stick them all on, it's all good, it plugs in. I've got 3 wires to do there, a bit of a ground wire or 2, and it's running. Now, there is a little shortcoming, but not much of one, it's hardly their fault. I mean, you know how it goes with gold. Well, it goes like this. It comes with one of these things. You get, well, it doesn't, but I buy one of these things. It's one of them Fender things. Probably says made in China somewhere. It did on one of them. Ah, unbelievable. There it is. And there's the chrome one to go with it. Nah. Good idea, 2 little wires. But instead of me doing that, what I did, what did I do? I got a gold one. I'm going to use 2 of the wires off the pickups. So for me there's a bit of soldering, but not much. And well, that's what I'm going to do. So there, that's easy enough. Actually I might use some other wire a bit more somewhere. So the gold one goes with the gold one, but you get the chrome one. If you're not picky, it doesn't matter. But if you're like me, I am picky. So there, it's my guitar, I'm having a gold one, so there. Anyway, let's get that out of the way. What am I going to do next? I'll have a think about it and I'll be back in a moment. Ah yes, I'm just going to go and configure my switches the way I want it. Won't take me long. I'm not going to show you what they are, it doesn't really matter. Your settings won't be my settings. But I'm going to set this up as I'd like it, and then we'll carry on. Hold on. Just for your own information, I did settle on the blender wiring. That's volume at the top, master tone in the middle, and the blender at the bottom. And I opted for the one on the left, which says doesn't really matter. It's the one on the left on these 2. The non-Billy mod. That's what it is. The Billy mod lies there, so I haven't done that one. Yeah. You'll be able to hear it later, or maybe in another video. Might be at the end of this one, might be in another one. Depends how fast we go on. I'm trying to move along pretty fast. Anyway, there you have it. That's what I chose. It's going to be good. I'm now going to start fitting the other bits. I think we'll move this out of the way. We've got a couple of grounds and the outputs and the bits and pieces. And it won't be long before it's actually, it won't be long at all before it's ready to play. Okay, we've got the 3 wires. We've got the white, which is the hot out. We've got the black, which is the ground. And we've got this other one that comes from the tremolo core. You just push them in there, flip the board over, fit it, screw it down, and you're in business. I'm going to put a couple of these little things on there, and then I'm going to fit the stretch plate, screwing the holes in extremely carefully. Let's do that. And one thing you should note is that the plate fits perfect. There's no line in this, or the plate's warped in any way or anything like that. It all fits absolutely flush. All you've got to do is drill the holes, and away you go. which is what I'm going to do now. Okay, well there's a quick shot of the plate fitted, this fitted, this fitted, the neck fitted. We're nearly there, aren't we? Just a few more things and we'll be ready to rock and roll. Well, here we are. Nearly finished. Do I know it'll work? Yeah, of course I know it'll work. There's no wiring. A couple of little wires there, one there, and you're in business. Well, for the little quick test, all I'm going to do is plug it into one of them little orange, I've got an orange transistor amp on the floor, you know, the cheap things, but it's alright for the test. So I'll just plug it in and we'll see if we can hear any of this blending going on. It's not the missus, it'll be me doing the blending. That sounds awesome. So I think we'll plug it in and have a listen what we get. Hold on. Isn't it exciting? Okay, well we got a bit of a quick sort of demo, a bit clean and really than anything else, because I want to show you the blender mode. Sounds good. Anyway, here's the Strat with everything up full in its treble pickup. Nothing on there. Nice, really nice sound. Then you've got this blender. Hear it. What it says in the instructions, if you want to read them, is it feeds in this neck pickup, this one here. So if I back that into say the middle, what you've now got is the somewhat of well, them two. Sounds really nice. So I'll put that back where it should be, and even in the sort of this one and this one, you can hear it. You get that. More subtle there. Nevertheless, it's still there. Put it again in the middle position. Let's have a look. Good. Now when you're in the neck pickup, which I always like the neck pickups, you can sort of dull it back a bit. I think it puts... well, what it does the blending in reverse. So it's going to add top the more treble you go with it. That's the real. That one there, I suspect, is the real. Yeah. In any case, it's all good. Let's get this sound. takes that edge off. That's don't forget, you've still got the tone, even on the treble pedal. Works on them all. Drop that back a little bit. Personally, I like it choppy. So there you have it. The Strat. What an awesome guitar. So easy to build. Really. From just any old parts. And if you listen to the hum, there's hardly any there. Now obviously if you crank it up on it, if you get near it, you're going to do that. But you can hear it's gone. I wonder what it sounds like cranked.